Okay, so you clicked on this video because you want to know how to hang a flat screen TV on your wall without the wires showing. So today I'm going to show you how to hang it and then how to hide the wires the proper way. So stay tuned. Okay, so today I'm going to be hanging my 50-inch flat screen on the wall of my bedroom. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you what tools you need, how to hang it, and then how to hide the wires, because there's nothing worse than walking into somebody's house and seeing a flat screen TV with a bunch of wires hanging down. So super simple. So if you follow these steps. So what are you going to need? What kind of tools are you going to need? You're going to need a stud finder, a laser level or a level, two of these. Now let me show you what this is. This actually goes into the wall, and that's where the wires go in and the wires come out. The bracket to hang the TV, make sure it's the right kind of bracket. What I mean by that, it needs to be for the right size TV. A socket, depending on what size the anchor bolt is for your bracket. This one just happens to be a ½ inch. A drywall cutting tool. This is like drywall saw, it actually cuts out the hole. You need a power drill with the drill bit. And make sure the drill bit is a little bit smaller than the anchor bolt, because you don't want to drill a hole bigger because then it won't really anchor to the stud. And of course you're going to need a TV to hang, a flat screen. So without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and get right into this. So the first thing you're going to need to do is actually, the TV kit comes with all these different nuts and bolts. You need to find out which one fits in the back of your TV. What I mean by, there's different threads for each brand. We have a Samsung brand, so it's a real thin TV, so we're probably going to be using one of these fairly shallow bolts. And if it's still too big, they come with spacers, so you can actually put a little space in between so it doesn't go through the front of the TV, because that's the worst thing you can possibly do, is go through the front of your TV. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to put the camera down to TV level, and we're going to show you how to size the bolts. So as you can see, the back of the TV, there's a spot for a bolt here, a spot for a bolt here, a spot here, and a spot here. There's always four bolt spots. Now obviously this screw is going to be way too long, because this can actually go through the TV. The TV is just much thicker than that. So what we're going to do is try to find the small ones. Let's start off with, I believe this is probably it right here. This size right here. So there's obviously 4 of each. We just got to figure out which one fits. So this is the first one, and that seems to be the right size bolt. So you need to find out which bolt will hold this on securely and still let you have enough grip to stick into the TV, because you don't want the bolt to not tighten up enough and essentially your TV will fall off the wall, or you don't want it to be too long and it goes through the front of the TV. So that's where the spacers come in. But this one, with this, it's not going to work. It's going to be a little too thin. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a little bit longer one with that thread. We're going to actually put on the units that actually hang the TV on. So you're going to notice this has a hook on the top. That always lets me on the top of your TV, because you're actually going to put your TV on like this and then go like this to secure it to the wall. So my TV is a little curved this way, so we're going to have to put a spacer, okay, behind here to make sure that it doesn't cinch anything. So that's why we have to use a little bit longer bolt, because it's actually going to fit in the TV perfectly. So what we're going to do right now is we actually need a Phillips screwdriver. So let me go ahead and grab that one real quick. Okay, so I have a Phillips screwdriver on my drill bit, but you don't want to over tighten it. So we're going to use a hand screwdriver to actually put these on. So again, hook on top. You want to find out actually which is the best. I'm going to use the top hole here, and the bottom one is like an actual slide. As you can see, there's no set position, so you can actually line up the holes perfectly for however you want it. So this actually goes on this side. This goes on this side. You got to make sure that the tightening is on the outside of the TV too. You don't want to put that on the inside, because then you won't be able to tighten it or loosen it to move it around. So we're going to put this through here, and then we're going to put this through here. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Now the bottom is going to be anywhere on this slide. So I apologize about the lighting if it's bad. I know my bedroom is getting kind of dark out, but I think the lighting should be fine, because anyway. So then we're going to actually hold this up and then start tightening. But don't over tighten it. And then we got to find the bottom Goes in the bottom. I'm gonna go in there. The bottom one might actually have a longer, holy crap. The bottom one's gonna need a really long screw. Okay, so apparently the bottom, the way the TV curves in, it actually needs to be the longest screw possible because this actually is the flat point here. So this comes out. So we need to, the longest one in there possible. So, crazy to me. We'll see how this works. Might need to put another spacer in here, but you obviously trial and error. So now we're in. Now we're in. I'm just gonna tighten this up and see. That is perfect now. Get a good tight there. Tighten it there. So now that's in, and we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing with the other side. The TV has the brackets on the back. We're going to the next step, which is actually hanging the mount for the wall. So this is the bracket we're actually going to attach onto the wall, okay? It goes like this, because this is what the TV is going to latch onto up here and then fold down. So what we want to make sure is that we have this in each 4 of the lug bolts we want to have in the stud. Now what we have to do is we actually have to find the studs. So in order to find the studs, we have a stud finder. If I can find the stud finder. This is a pretty cool thing. It's by Ryobi. It actually finds the stud. They'll be actually in the LED. We'll show you how to use it. And then when you find the stud, you hit this button and it actually marks on the wall where the stud's at. So that's where you're actually gonna put the next step. So we have to figure out is how high we want this. This is gonna be about, we want this to be roughly this high, okay? So that's about I know about how high it is, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the studs. So what we do is you hold this down, okay? It flashes. That means it's calibrated. Now we put it on the wall. So you gotta find 2 studs, and there's a stud right here I found, and there's a stud right here that I found. So what we're gonna do after we find the stud, you're actually gonna take your bracket. What I like to do is I'd like to take this tool right here, and we're gonna put the bracket about the height you want it, and you wanna match up where the studs are at. So let's see, the stud's right here is where I marked it. So I want it a little bit higher than that. Okay, about right there, and that is in the line. So there's a stud, gonna be a stud right here. So I'll mark it there, and there's a stud right here. I'm gonna go ahead and mark there. Now this is where the laser level comes in. We want this to be completely level. So in order to get this level, we need to take the laser, we don't have to take a laser level, you can take an actual level and just kind of, whatever. But we're gonna take the laser level, okay? Laser level on. We're gonna mark the first spot, and we're going to get it level, okay? And we're gonna stick this in. Now we have that up there, we're gonna take our drill, and we're gonna drill here, into the stud, and right here into the stud. Okay, now those are both into the stud, and they're level. We're gonna drop it a little bit, and we're gonna go ahead and switch our tools. So we're gonna take this bolt, okay, and we're going to hand crank it in. So this is gonna be time lapse. And why we use the drill bit is so you don't split the 2x4. It's holding the wall. Okay, so now we got that up there. Now we know that this is all the way to the left. So we're gonna put our next hole right there. Okay. And the reason that we drill into the stud with the drill bit before we put the anchor in is because if you didn't do that, it would actually split the 2x4 behind you and you won't get a good secure connection. on here and do the same thing here. That's going to give us our 4 anchor points. And we're going to make sure it's still level, which the laser level tells us it is. And we're going to go ahead and start tightening these up. Now that all 4 are almost completely tight, we want to again make sure that it's level, which it is. Then we're going to tighten. Make sure you hold to the side real tight so it doesn't slide on you. And we're going to tighten diagonally. So make sure this is tight, then this is tight, then this is tight, then this is tight. So that's what we're going to do right now. Okay, perfectly level. All 4 bolts are extremely tight with the socket. So now we're ready for the next step, which is actually going to be, we know right here, there's a hollow spot in the wall, okay? So we're going to put a hole here, and then a hole down by the power outlet. And what we're going to put there are these. So stay tuned for the next step. So, okay, so the next step, we're actually going to have to install this. Now, in order to do that, the thing comes with a template. Definitely going to use a template, because this is exactly the size of the hole I need cut out of this. And again, we're going to use the trusty laser level. So, here and here are the 2 studs, okay? 16 inches on center. So in between here is a hollow spot going all the way down to the floor. So essentially what we do is we put this in between here somewhere, usually towards the right. And what this is gonna do is the cord's gonna go in here. It's gonna go through the drywall on the other side, and it's gonna come out the other end, okay? Like so. And then it's completely hidden behind the wall. So that's what we're gonna do now. So what we have to do is we have to take the template. What I used to like to do is take some Scotch tape and get the top of it. That way I know it's not going to move on me. So what we want to do is we want to put it, like I said, a little bit towards the right. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure this is level. Make sure this is level. I'm going to go ahead and take the template and line it up. Boom, the template's level now. So the TV is going to be here, and the cord's going to go straight into the wall. So we're going to go ahead and put another couple pieces of tape. Maybe just one more right there. So what we're going to do now is, you remember this little trusty tool? I'm going to zoom in on this so you guys can see what I'm doing. This actually makes cutting drywall super simple. So we're literally going to find the corner. We're just going to go ahead and pop that in, back and forth. All the way to the bottom, and then we're going to go on the other side. Same thing. Wiggle it. Give it a good pop. Just follow the line. And then we're going to do that on the bottom. Just follow the line. And the same thing on top. Follow the laser. Follow the laser. And then take this out. And there's a perfect hole, okay? And that's where the cord's gonna go in. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our screwdriver, because this, as you can see, when this tightens up, this lifts up and it locks into the wall. So you wanna start with it down, okay? We wanna put those in all the way. Turn this off, and then we just start tightening. And that's tight. And that's tight. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing by the light switch. Now you can see down here, but I like to make this the exact same height as the light switch, so it looks actually really good, because this is going to be showing. The one behind the TV isn't going to be showing, but this one is, so we want to make it line up parallel to the actual electrical plug, because it just looks much more professional that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this out, and we'll be right back. Now that's all done, we don't want to put the bottom one in completely yet, because we actually need to fish the cords down. So what we're going to do is, oh, this is dirty. This TV has this, which is a control unit. So this connects into the this is what's going into the actual TV. So this gets unplugged. We're gonna go ahead and put this into the wall. Okay, now essentially this should just fall down to the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and give it some core, give it some. And we're gonna do the same thing with the power. So the plug goes in here. And just fish that down. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and pan down to the bottom. So now what we do, before we put, why we waited to put this actual plate on, because, sorry, bear with me here, people. The reason we waited to put this plate on is because we wanted to get the cords, okay? So we got the cords right here. We wanna put these through the plate first because it's really hard to get your 2 fingers through here. Yeah, girl. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna do it with it outside the wall. So that's through, and that's through. Then we're gonna put it in, okay? And we're gonna tighten it. So now that's on. We'll just go ahead and get this nice and tightened. And again, tighten the bottom. Okay. So now, the cords are hidden. I know, pretty sweet. Let's zoom out. I'll show you that they're completely hidden. So, there's the top and there's the bottom. This is where there would be cords. So this is gonna be the TV. So there's no cords here, okay? So the cords have been hidden. Now if you already have your TV mounted, you can just install these two, and that's how you do it. So we're just gonna go ahead and finish up mounting the TV. So the next thing you see will be the TV being placed on the wall. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna hang the TV on the wall. You might want to have 2 people depending on the size of your TV. Pretty strong, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wing it. Hopefully it doesn't break. You're gonna wanna lock those in. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have 2 people. Kaylin! 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 I need your help ASAP. I need your help ASAP. The TV's gonna fall and break. Yeah, you definitely need 2 people for this job. I screwed up, people. You definitely need 2 people. My wife's on her way. Oh, it's getting heavy. Nothing like dropping a $3,000 TV. I just need you to tell me, like, line this up.
What do you mean? Up, 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 up.
Both of them?
What do you mean both?
Just one.
Just this side. Higher, higher.
Oh, shit. And that's why you need 2 people for this job.
Why are you sweating?
Because I'm hot.
All right, our baby's still
Okay.
for dinner.
Okay, so the TV's hung. And the next thing you want to do is hook up all the cords. Stay tuned. So you have your TV in a spot that you think is reasonable. There's an Allen wrench, and then on the top of the brackets, you can tighten those down. So that's what we got to do to lock the actual arms onto the wall, so the TV won't fall off and kill you. So let's do that right now. You know what I was talking about right there. That's what you actually screw down. So there's one on each side, so you just tighten that up, and that actually locks this onto the back of the wall. It's a little harder depending on what brackets you get. The kind we have, it actually goes out and swivels, so it's a little bit more expensive, but it's well worth it. So the next thing you see will be the TV totally locked in. Okay, so there you have it. Let's go ahead and fire this baby up and see what it looks like. But look at that. Where are the cords? Where are the cords? Oh, they're all the way down there. And this little box is the U-connect or whatever they call it for the Samsung TV blade. That's where the HDMI's hook up. So it's really nice because it's just the angle, it looks weird. But that is where I hook all the HDMI's and whatnot if we have it. So let's go ahead and just turn Netflix on real quick, just to show you the picture of this. We'll just, whatever is playing, we'll just play this. So this is, boom, it works. So that's how you install a flat screen TV onto the wall. So that is how you install a TV without any cords. I hope you liked the video. If you did, like it, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers. 614 Life Peace. You're welcome.